How do you feel about garden gnomes?
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a surprisingly deep question. Garden gnomes, personally, this might be kind of controversial. I've always felt like if they're in the backyard, they add a lot in terms of like whimsy and I can get to see your character. If they're in the front yard, there's something about the personality of someone who puts an excessive amount of garden gnomes in the front yard that intimidates me a little bit.
I'm
I don't know what I'm walking into.
Let me
Sarah,
tell you
shut the
something.
fuck up for a second because you just blew my mind.
This is I was literally just gonna say this. Like, that has never been brought up.
We have done
Ever
this,
before.
We have done like 400 of this show.
It's not an exaggeration. We've literally done like 400 of these,
And
that's
no
never
one
come up.
has ever brought up backyard versus front yard,
Holy shit!
split versus bangs.
Well, that's exactly.
Holy
Like
shit!
garden gnomes in the front yard are the micro bangs of like yard scenery and decor.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to deal with that.
But I mean, it's like that's
It makes so much sense.
That's a wrinkle we've never explored, and
Yeah.
it's wow. Sarah, I'm floored.
Yeah, I opened up you to your bacon.
You did.
You did.
Damn it, Sarah.
Wow. Now,
Son of a bitch.
now, when is up front excessive?
Yeah. How many?
I think you can have like a pair of garden gnomes, or if they're the really little ones. I knew this woman that had like a little koi pond in her front yard, which also very bold to have a koi pond in your front yard.
Front yard, yeah.
Yeah.
Front yard. But she had a koi pond in her front yard and she had like a bunch of mini gnomes and they had like a little habitat. And they were all in there. And I thought that was really cute. But when we're talking about like full size gnomes, I think you can have like two. And then once it goes beyond two, it's like, okay, we have one for either side of the door. And then now what are we doing? We're creating a community. What are we trying to say with these garden gnomes? What can I expect from someone who is trying to say something with garden gnomes? Yeah.
That's incredible. I actually think so. So we've had a guest come on, and she kind of opened us up about, she found cause of for concern if there's only one garden gnome, right?
I said before, that's how you know where their keys are.
Right.
You want to get into that house.
That's real. Or like
That's
a
where.
weirdly placed rock. Their keys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
a rock that's just perfectly gray.
Right. Evenly painted. Yeah. But then she said, no, if you have a bunch, then they're cultivating community. And I was like, oh wow, because our normal little workbook here.
Yeah, we had an idea. Now it's shot like shit.
It's, you know what? Just like everything in life, we have to evolve.
We have to evolve.
But it used to be where it was like, okay, 1 to 4?
1 to 4.
This person has a story.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 to 7.
They've lived a life.
Yeah, they've lived a life.
Yeah.
4 to 7. Okay, they've got stories, but check your exits.
Yeah, keep your back to a door.
Right. I fully agree with that.
Unlock a window,
Anything over 7 are bodies buried on the property.
That's a Gacy porch.
Absolutely. No, I would say anything above 7 is definitely a sign of deep mental illness. Not to be judgmental, but
no, that's judgmental. That's okay.
No, it is judgmental. Absolutely. I am judging.
But it's fair.
We're all judging.
It's like, I'm not like looking down on you. I am afraid of you a little bit.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. But it's like if you have 7 garden gnomes in your backyard, that's for you. That's fun.
Right.
Great.
That's
yeah.
You're just enjoying garden gnomes within like your own backyard. But in the front yard, literally, it's like,
that's
these gnomes?
Showing your armada.
Exactly.
Right.
That's a don't tread on me flag.
It's walking with a big stick.
It is. It's don't tread on me for Wiccans.
Yes. Wow. Yes.
Fantastic.
I mean, again, we got to evolve, but this just broke the paradigm.
Yeah.
It broke everything.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Sarah.
Yeah.
You've changed minds today.
That's all I'm trying to do.
That's hey,
Changing hearts and minds.
changing hearts and minds. Music can change hearts and minds. People can change hearts and minds.
Mhm.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
Exactly.
All you gotta do is just have a conversation.
Yeah.
Be open to it. Be open to change, everyone.
I'm gonna start
Absolutely.
asking people about garden gnomes. I'm not even gonna lie. I've never spoken about garden gnomes to anyone before, so this is great.
See?